Honestly, I kind of forgot.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do it, because I forgot. It's
I
welcome to JBM's podcast. Just Bros
with...
I give up on you two.
What's going on, guys? This is Tyler. Welcome to my podcast today. I have Junior, Broghan, and Mikayla.
Take it over.
So, anyways, hey.
What are we talking about?
This is my podcast.
This is my podcast.
What we're going to talk about first, though, is honestly, I don't know, because I didn't write anything down for you. You guys just asked to come in today, and here we are. So.
You know, we're just here for the Tyler vibes.
But I thought you said this was your podcast.
Yeah.
It is. That's why you guys are my guests, and you're supposed to talk about something. Why did I bring you on here? We got nothing to talk about today.
The background changes, just becomes Tyler's face.
Slowly fading. But yeah, sorry guys, it's been a while. Obviously, if you can't tell right now, but we're in a new studio.
And then by the time we film again, it'll be even different.
Yeah, even more. Maybe. But we're gonna try to get back to normal. Obviously, you saw that I was slacking. I'm sorry, guys. I won't slack another time. Actually, another time you should do the intro. We should change it up.
I don't care. That's fine.
We can always change things.
I'll remember it.
We're gonna change. No, we're gonna change it up because Mikayla can't do it.
She never has.
Exactly.
So I got kept out of this. I can't do the intro.
Huh?
Why can't I do the intro?
You want to do the intro?
Yeah.
Do the intro.
So wait, this is actually.
You ready?
Let's see if he actually watches our. Let's see if he actually watches our podcast. All right, what's the intro?
Well, you fucked it up too. So
shut up.
Hey, welcome to Just the Bros with Mikayla.
Yeah, he fucked it up.
And today we're going to be doing another video on why Marvel is 10 times better than DC. And we're also going to be doing a slight segment on why Demon Slayer is the most mediocre anime ever created.
This is going to be a
this
will be a rough 30 minutes.
Whoa.
It is going to be a rough 30 minutes.
I'm sorry. I know you said
crazy.
I know you said Marvel was first, but we gotta address the fucking elephant in the room. But the Demon Slayer,
Bro, really?
Demon Slayer. Okay, hear me out. Animation.
Really?
Animation is amazing.
It's crisp.
And I think it's got a good story. They got good voice actors, but like,
are you sure?
What?
Yeah.
Which one?
All of them.
Wow. The voice actors?
Wait, when you're talking about the voice actors, are you talking about dubbed or sub?
Dubbed, of course.
Okay, they have Eren Yeager, which is a very hard one to like let go, and Zenitsu is actually like his voice actor is on the rise, low key. Like I really like him now, especially in other shows, and I didn't really like him at first, but the sub sounds a lot better. And I'm not a sub person at all.
Me neither.
You know what?
I'd have to listen to it.
I would have to listen to it. I just don't like when people use the excuse like, oh, well, dub doesn't have emotion. I'm like, yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
It totally does.
Yeah. We're just very nitpicky because it's our language. So we're going to be super nitpicky
Well,
about
because
it.
it's when they pick up a banana and stuff, they're like, yeah, banana! Like,
please add a volume warning.
I will.
Holy cow.
I'll make that a clip.
Oh my god.
like I'm confused, man.
I'm
like
confused.
Like in dub, they're like, wow. Look at this banana. It's so nice.
But
like they go extreme, and I like it
because that's what they can do. They can fuck around. They give them a little like free. That's with Ghost Stories. That dub.
I love Ghost Stories.
Is so outrageous.
It's it's so good.
It's so good.
What's it about?
You never heard of Ghost?
You've never seen it?
No.
It's pretty good.
What? Oh, come on.
It has the most notorious dub in existence.
Ever.
In existence.
There's a bomb on the train. Obama's on the train. No, a bomb. Good, because I fucking hate Obama.
Yeah, they legit. That's in the anime.
Yeah, hating Obungus for no reason, bro.
All right, so here's a little backstory with the Ghost Stories. So when it aired in Japan, the sub was terrible. Everybody hated it.
Yeah.
So when America got the license to dub it, they're like, hey, this bombed for us. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. We don't care as long as you just keep the character's name the same and the plot of the story. Other than that, go nuts.
So they changed everything.
Well, pretty much. So so the creators were like, all right, not the creators, but the dubbing was like, all right, you know what? They told the voice actors, you can do whatever you want. Come here.
You set the bar.
Yeah, you guys set the bar.
Okay.
So they're like, they were like, are they being serious? They're not being serious.
So
they're
they
like,
some of them just said the weirdest shit ever.
Yes.
And they said, okay, cool. The next guy's got to respond to that.
the most out, and they're like, and they kept amping it up because they're like, how far can we take this?
There are some things I cannot say on this podcast that they said.
Yeah, for real.
So it's called Ghost Train.
Ghost Stories.
Ghost Stories.
It's
I'll show you.
so
Okay.
I
I'm gonna have to like.
You haven't seen that.
When
Dude,
this,
or heard of it.
When this ends, I will show you my favorite clip that I can't say on
Okay. Wait,
It's so
Oh my God.
good.
Paul, can you pull a clip really quick?
No, he
No,
can't.
we're not that good yet.
We're not that.
Oh, I'm
no.
sorry.
I'm
he
sorry.
Can.
On
He
budget.
can, but we're not.
But
We're
it might
not-
take a second.
Not only that, but I mean,
We can't.
I was pushing. I wanted to see if it could happen. I don't know.
It
Maybe I
can
could pull some
happen.
strings.
It's just the clips are literally they're outrageous, dude.
Yeah.
Outrageous.
We're gonna
Like,
get canceled on here.
yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
The one that I want.
Yeah, I would like to not cancel the whole show for my first appearance. On
They're,
here.
it's
I mean,
it's
that
so
might.
good.
Yeah, that's
It's
nice.
so funny.
that would suck. We all come on Tyler's podcast and we get canceled the day one.
Tyler-
Yeah, honestly, that'd be pretty tough.
That
Man.
sums up Tyler's
do you-
podcast.
Like, I've spent a lot of time trying to get this room ready. Like, I know I've canceled on you guys like 4 or 5 times at this point, but like, I've low-key been hyped. Like, I'm
Same, dude.
stoked.
Every time you told
We
me
don't-
no,
Yeah.
I cried a little bit.
Well, I expected, bro. Like, I've got the
yeah,
most views.
I made
like,
you know
on the
like
entire
every time you
internet
told me
here.
that I made you know little. No, I'm not gonna make that joke.
I've even got the jumpy
I'm gonna get
mics here.
canceled.
The jumping mics.
Okay, so
You
now
can hear my gum.
Stop chewing.
we're gonna
Stop
Ew,
it.
We're gonna
Stop
switch
it.
off of
Ew.
anime. Let's get into Marvel. I wanna.
Yeah.
I wanna
Let's
get
talk
into
about
this
it.
talk.
Let's talk
I'm
about
gonna
it.
nerd out.
Give me a
little bit.
second.
You talk about
He's-
because you're gonna make some points. I'm gonna agree with
Alright.
some of them.
yeah.
I might not agree with all of them.
Okay, let's hear. What are you gonna start with?
Well, what are you gonna start with? You said you
We
wanted to
okay.
shit on it.
All right, so let's start. Let's start with Deadpool and Wolverine. Just
you're
to kind of
wrong.
get things rolling.
every
Everything
podcast.
is-
Wow,
You're
that
wrong.
lasted a whole.
Continue.
20
Yeah.
seconds.
Okay. So, I love Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, I loved the movie. I walked out of that theater. I'm like, I want to see it 10 times.
Yeah, it was really good.
Pretty good.
It was really good.
I liked it.
My problem is, does it have the same effect No Way Home had, where it was amazing to see as an audience, but it's an actual film? Because
Ooh.
I had a huge problem watching it again, where there's a lot of like slow scenes where like they're walking out and showing the actors, and it's not like I'm on my couch. I've seen it 30 times.
Yeah.
Like trust me, seeing Gambit, seeing him come out as Gambit was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Due to like how long
Yeah.
they have waited.
Yeah.
But
I'm
like
I'm about to make
as
a name for myself.
I'm about to make a name for
I'm
myself.
gonna make a name
period.
for myself.
So good.
I just don't know if it's gonna hold up.
No, it
Because
doesn't. It doesn't.
I think the first two I could watch 30 times, but just like No Way Home, like Andrew comes out of the portal and he's like, and there's nothing. And
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, they were waiting for audiences. And I said I wouldn't complain because they gave me Tobey Maguire back, and I'm the biggest Tobey fan ever.
Toby.
I said I
love
wouldn't
Tobey.
complain, but that movie didn't do anything.
Like Deadpool?
No, Tom Holland's. Other than wipe his existing other 2 bad movies off the face of the MCU. And so I'm wondering if that's the case as like
yeah.
a buffer film. Because
Well,
Yeah, it did
yeah.
kind of feel like that movie was like a intro to the next movie. I felt like it was just a really long trailer.
yeah.
You
Kinda,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
I
also
could see
didn't
that.
really say what they were doing afterwards. Like someone asked Ryan Reynolds, "Oh, are you going to be like? Are you still going to be Deadpool?" And he was like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
He
He
definitely
will.
he's
Till
always
he's
going to be
60.
Deadpool.
Till
Okay.
he is 6, he
Till
will be
he's
Yeah,
old
we'll do this
man
till you're
cool.
90.
Yeah, do it till you're 90. But yeah, well, that's
did I
that's
get it right?
yeah. You
Oops.
guys are having a bad go at this, but no, but like Hugh Jackman was like, "Oh yeah, I'll come back. I'm not gonna lie, dude. There's only so many times I can see, Hugh Jackman, at least now that he's getting like older and like it's showing more. I'm like, man, I really don't know if I want to see these guys in their 60s.
Yeah.
Why not?
Putting on
I'm
these
with you.
costumes.
I would.
Unless he's
I
Old
don't
Man
know.
Logan.
They're hot.
I mean,
You're allowed
You know
to
what?
think
My
that.
sister has a tapestry of my sister has a
God.
tapestry of Wolverine with his shirt off, standing like this on her wall in her
Yeah,
room.
I believe it.
And it's amazing. I walked in there and I was like,
He's a huge Jack
nice.
man.
Like I would not be mad,
The
bro. I wouldn't be
Wolverine
mad if my girlfriend had
Calvin-
that.
you
It's
know,
Hugh
you know
Jackman.
what have made the
Calvary.
movie like 10 times better?
no.
If they kissed.
No.
You know what? I'm
That-
That
surprised
car
that
scene, bro.
there was tension in that car scene. I'm not gonna lie to you,
there
bro.
was so much
There-
tension in that car scene.
There
Am I
Car
wrong?
scene was
No, not at all.
amazing.
I think that's kind of the vibe that they're going for, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I take it all back. The on Honda Odyssey fucks hard. Too bad you don't need to. Oh, we're just getting started. That is
the
fucking
amount
great.
the
was
amount
wonderful.
of D-writing that was happening to the fucking Honda Odyssey was ridiculous.
It was
ridiculous.
I think my favorite thing out of that whole fight
Was
is
a Honda
where-
Odyssey.
where he gets thrown out of the windshield, and you think he's going to lunge back into the windshield, and he retracts his claws to just shoulder check the front to set the airbags off. And then he launches into the car at like 60 miles an hour and just stabs him.
Dude, you mean the Foxy jump scare, bro? They
they
ripped that right out of FNAF, bro, and it made me laugh so hard.
It's so good.
So that's why I can see like them being 60 and still doing not 6 like 70, 80, 90, 100. I
don't know, definitely like appearances, like obviously.
I don't think they'll ever go away though. I don't think you can ever replace him. I think they'll try to pocket Hugh Jackman for the future and make him some old man Logan, like withered.
See, I'm okay with that, but like a lot of people are saying with like the MCU is it's a lot of like they're bringing back legacy characters instead of like what they're setting up now for the future, because I think people realized, or at least Marvel's noticed, that like no one really cares about the new characters they've introduced. Like not all of them, but like some of them.
Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why that is? Because they have no story. Because there's nothing. You're telling. They went from, listen, and I'm mad because they butchered Moon Knight, and I love Moon Knight. I thought the show was great, but then they're not acting like any of it has to do with the universe. Like when you watched Iron Man, you know, Thor's hammer shows up at the end, and you're like, I'm going to see Thor.
Cap Shield is there.
Yeah, and Cap Shield, and they make him a part of the universe. There's no universe here. There's nothing.
Everybody's out there, but no one's interacting.
Yeah. Wanda disappeared. Multiverse of Madness was such a letdown of what they promised, and then you watch it and nothing happens. You do realize that there has been no movie, not even WandaVision affected anything, and you thought it was going to break open, do this, House of M storyline. Nothing.
The only thing it introduced was Monica's got powers.
Yeah, that's it. And then you don't do anything with that. You have the Marvels, which did anyone watch that?
I did not.
I didn't go to see that. Do you know why? Because no one cares. Like, have a good movie, have a good cast, and give me something that's... Listen, if you tease, like they had the X-Men. They made the X-Men canon in that movie at the very end. That should be the biggest thing that's ever happened.
She's in a different universe and it's the X-Men universe.
That's the first notion of the X-Men the entire time. And no one cares. Do you know why? Because they don't have a storyline for anyone. Like Kang, their villain got defeated by ants.
Yeah.
Like that's
well, he was supposed to come back, and then he got into all that legal trouble.
But he assaulted a woman.
Could you imagine if Thanos pulled up the very first time in Guardians and like Rocket Raccoon like scratched his nose and he died? Like, dude, I'm not afraid of him in the next movie. Like, I saw him get mauled by a raccoon, but this time it was ants, bro.
Well, but that's a different. The whole point is different variants of Kang.
Yeah.
So that Kang was a chill Kang. He's like, I'm strong, but there's a much bigger Kang.
I hate Kang.
I hate Kang.
I think he's the dumbest Marvel villain I've ever seen. I've watched and read a lot of comics. I have got comics from the 70s, 80s, 90s. I think time travel is terrible.
Like
Kang,
time travel if done correctly can be used. Like Flashpoint. I think they did it bad in the movie. I think that repercussions of time travel, could you imagine if they were doing time travel and Kang started messing stuff up, or even after Thanos' snap, X-Men started appearing, or repercussions happened?
That would be pretty cool.
I think that's how they were thinking
originally
about using it or whatever, because the original theory was like with, what was it, Far From Home, when fucking Quentin Beck or Mysterio was like, oh yeah, I'm from a different universe. They were talking about how the snap could have brought other people in, and that's how you introduce the X-Men. But they didn't do that. They said, we got you. The multiverse doesn't exist. And then the next Spider-Man movie, that the multiverse actually exists.
I'm the biggest hater of that movie ever. I walked out of that theater so angry as a Spider-Man fan. By the way, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm the biggest Spider-Man fan that is out there.
Yes.
He should have. This is when he takes off his shirt. He's wearing the.
I almost wore the suit. Actually, I almost wore the suit.
Should have. At least underneath to shock us.
I should have. I almost brought the mask. It's kind of a disappointment that I didn't.
Next time we'll be on your podcast.
Next time.
Yeah, we'll bring the mask. Okay.
We'll bring the mask. We'll bring the mask.
Everyone will. We're all gonna wear masks.
I'll wear my costume.
I'm gonna wear my Junior mask. I actually have one that looks exactly like Junior.
Really? What?
I walk around the house and scare the shit out of Chippy. Turn the corner. I'm like, it's the greatest thing ever, bro.
That's pretty good.
It's the only time I can feel like I have a full beard. Like, it's awesome, bro. Like, I put my Junior mask on. I'm like, this is sick.
I can't wait to see this mask.
I'm scared.
No, you can't see it.
What?
Junior's wearing it.
Oh.
No.
It's my face.
No. Anyways. So Spider-Man Far From Home. What is it? No Way Home. I hate the names.
Far from
Homecoming. Home.
Yes.
Far From Home.
I'm glad he's home and away from Sony because that's going to be another thing I want to talk about really fast, but I can't even get into that. Spider-Man Far From Home.
I like Sony.
Was terrible. Who said that?
It was Broghan.
No. You should know.
We're gonna stop playing footsie underneath the table in a second if you keep saying that Sony's good,
Well,
bro.
I mean,
Like, I'm not gonna allow this behavior
so
anymore.
can you confirm this fact? Okay, can you confirm this fact? Do you have a PS5?
I do.
All right, that's it. Continue.
Wait, don't you
Wait,
have the
I don't get
Spider-Man?
it.
Don't you have the Spider-Man edition of the PS5?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're butthurt about that, huh?
I honestly am because you just defended Xbox and then had the best
Defended
Sony console.
Xbox? No, I didn't. That was Chippy.
Listen. Now, anyways, the thing that I dislike more than Xbox is Far From Home, over how bad of a movie that was. You know, we're not even going to talk about it. I'm going to skip over that.
I thought it was okay,
I thought it was okay.
but I do know why like it's bad because it's
we've
fucking
talked-
we talked about this. I thought it was
After the
an
movie.
okay, but for a Spider-Man movie, no.
Because he's not Spider-Man.
Because he's
Right.
not. I hate it. I told him I hated how like towards the end of the fucking movie, he's like, oh, my Spidey senses, I could use that. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Right.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
The point that pisses me off, and this is why I do not like Sony, and I've said it for years, I despise this company, besides making the PlayStation. They have made these Spider-Verse films, both of them, which I think are the greatest films that have ever been made and put out there. And both Spider-Man video games, which I think are the greatest adaptation of the character. They have the rights to Spider-Man, and they know what doing right and wrong is. They
Certain parts of
butchered
the
him
company.
so hard. They market their films as it's going to be this grandiose Spider-Man film. We're going to give you what you want. In the very first trailer, they have Uncle Ben's suitcase in the very first clip of the movie, and you think they're going to touch on Uncle Ben. This is going to be great. We're going to get this grounded story of him like missing Iron Man. He's missing Uncle Ben. Mysterio could bring both of them back in visions and make him be haunted by it.
Yeah.
They blow up Uncle Ben's suitcase, and Peter does not care. Peter brings it on the trip and lets it blow up. The only thing of Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
That is everything. That's like Batman's parents to Batman. That is like, that is everything to every other character. And to Spider-Man, you just let his suitcase blow up.
The only time they name drop Uncle Ben is in an episode of What If, the zombie episode, where he's talking about all the people he's lost. He's lost like 17 people. He's like, yeah, May, Ben, and everybody, no one questions it. He doesn't, he looks sad.
No.
It's not Tom Holland.
Yeah.
It's just somebody.
They don't use Spider-Man. The MCU, he's not. People try to give me the argument, that's not Spider-Man. Like, you don't have Batman without his parents and then not ever mention anything of his parents ever.
Right, because it's like a core part. Of
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
it
core.
is.
He got the reason.
They even
he's
mentioned it in the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Verse. That is a core. Everyone has an Uncle Ben.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. And that's why I look at Sony and I'm like, who's making the decisions? Like, I think Sony is screwing with the character on purpose because Disney's not giving them enough money or something.
When it comes to Sony, I think it's like their film department that's fucking up. I think they have like, obviously they probably have different departments that are in charge of different sections, like the technology, whatever. We love Sony in that part. Obviously we love the PlayStation, but they're doing great on the animation films. For fucking the animated Spider-Man films.
The writing are so
Perfect.
So good.
But when
It's
it comes
phenomenal.
to the live action department,
something's wrong.
Yeah.
someone's doing acid. I'm just saying.
You've been dropping the ball since Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was good.
It was the perfect film.
Spider-Man 3, I thought was the first half of Spider-Man 3 is actually pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
I've come to love that film. I hated that film
Like
so much for a long time because I'm like,
Actually, when
I
I was
lost
a kid, I
Toby.
loved it.
everything with Venom, I'm not a huge fan. The only thing I do like is when the symbiote drips on him.
Yeah.
And it's not like water, like it moves like that.
Yeah, it's like liquidy.
It's liquidy.
Yeah.
And then like I watch like Tom Hardy's like Venom. I go, how does it look? And it just looks weird to me.
You don't like it? I actually like Tom Hardy's Venom.
So
I like how he looks. I don't like anything else.
the
about
only
it.
promotion for the new Venom movie, which by the way, guys, comes out in 3 weeks.
I don't give a
If
fuck.
you didn't
Are you
know.
for real?
I don't
They
give a
have
fuck.
the only
I did not know
marketing that
that.
I've seen for the film was on TikTok, and it's a video of the Big Back meme with Venom eating heads.
Yep.
So if you think that this
Really?
movie's gonna be good,
Oh no!
No.
This movie's gonna fuck. No, I'm not watching it.
Look,
I gave them money.
I
for the
lost
first
it.
two.
I gave up after I heard that song playing over Venom. I had to look to see if it was actually Sony's account. and it
so when
is.
it comes to the
Wow.
Venom films, I do like Venom, like just how they did Venom. I like that, but I don't like how the story of Venom, like how he became like he became technically a hero. I mean, he's supposed to be an anti-hero, but they didn't start him off as a villain first. Not really. He's just, I like to eat people. That's about it. And you're like, no. And it's like, well, no, the whole point is he's supposed to fight Spider-Man.
Yeah, I have issue number 1 of Lethal Protector.
Why didn't you bring it?
I should have. Low-key, that would have been a cool prop. I have issue number 1
on your podcast.
See, I didn't know what I was supposed to bring.
You could bring everything.
Like, I didn't know. Like,
you could have brought your bed. You could have a sleepover.
You know what? If we did that, bro, that would be a 24-hour. Honestly,
we have a
couch now. It's a futon.
We can pull out the couch. We can have a cuddle.
You know what?
Session.
A couch date over there, where all of us just sit on the couch and talk about stuff like this.
All
with some
4 of us
popcorn.
could definitely
make a TikTok.
We could narrate some
movies. Make a TikTok of
that
the
way,
Friends
too.
theme, and we're all on the couch.
That would go over so well.
Of course. We'll have every one of our friend group has to sit on that couch.
That couch wouldn't survive.
Oh my god, no.
Dude, I'm like 20 pounds from obese. That couch is gonna break.
He's very proud of that, chat.
I am. I want to get like lean bulked, like 240 pounds, so I can go to the doctor and he will call me obese, and then I'm just gonna flex on him, and it'll be the greatest experience ever.
No, that's when you flex on him and your shirt just pops off.
It'll be the greatest thing ever.
Logic.
So anyway, did you see this? You want to check my heart rate?
But yeah, I just did not like how they fucking did like Venom's fucking story. I'm like, bruh.
It's disappointing, and Sony's doing it on purpose.
Craven's gonna do
it on
Craven's
purpose.
coming
You
out.
really think
Craven's
they're
gonna
doing
bomb.
it on purpose?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah, let's get into that a little bit more.
I
They're
think
purposely
that's
thinking.
I was gonna say
movies.
him and Ty kind of have the same feeling. So the reason that they keep making all these stupid villain movies is because they need to hold on it. That you need to make movies to keep the licensing. So they're just putting out all these shit movies to keep the licensing to be a big fuck you to Disney, because the original, like, at least from what I remember, it was, okay, Disney, this would be under your house, whatever, you're paying for everything, and we get profits. The first Spider-Man movie, Disney made like next to no money off of, except for like the toy sales, because it's Disney. You can't. That's how they make their fucking money.
Yeah, they make 90% of their money off.
Far
of
From
toys.
Home, they switched the deal a little bit to where Disney paid a little less money and Sony gave some, and then for No Way Home, they went, okay, we want this bitch 50-50 down the line. You pay for half, we pay for half, we split everything 50-50. And Sony went, no. We don't want to pay for anything. We don't want anything. You can cover this, and we want all the money. And that's why Tom Holland went for like 2 years without being Spider-Man for a little bit. And he was like, I don't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
And
Disney was just going to be fine with it. Or not Disney, Sony was going to be fine with it. They didn't care. They could reboot and everyone would watch. I would follow. Like,
oh, dude.
Without Spider-Man,
we've talked about
I don't
this.
care about Marvel without Spider-Man. You can't take my character. You can't take Spider-Man. He is the face of Marvel.
Yeah.
I actually did a presentation in college a few years ago about how Spider-Man makes more money than every single superhero combined into one for toy sales and for merchandise sales.
Wow.
He makes more money than any of them. He's the biggest marketing for Marvel.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's wild to me because it's like Sony knows and they're playing their cards right. Don't get me wrong, but when you're making Kraven an anti-animal hunting activist when he's Kraven the Hunter, then we're pushing lines. Like they have to be doing it on purpose. When I watched Madam Web in the theater, which by the way, I apologized to my girlfriend. I took her for Valentine's Day to go see Madam Web. Worst decision of my life because I was sitting there. I don't know. I have no clue what was going through. I made a Sony decision that day, and I sat down and trusted Sony that day. And I want to tell you that people were getting up out of our theater and leaving.
Wow.
We had people yelling in the theater about how bad the movie was.
Yeah.
And I was so upset with that film. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
And then according
so
to, I don't know if it was according to Dakota Johnson or like other actors that were they didn't praise the fucking movie either. They were like, no, it's fucking shit. But according to them, like Sony gave Dakota Johnson shit. He's like, why aren't you promoting the movie? He's like, the movie's fucking ass and you know it. Like, how is this my fault?
They told them it was going to be in the MCU.
And then they blamed her for like, oh, like your acting wasn't good enough. Like, you gave me the script. I read what, like, this is what you told me to do.
Yeah, their first trailer showed all the women dressed as spider people.
Yeah,
that was the
thing.
first 30 seconds of your trailer.
Yeah.
That's there, and they were in there for that 30 seconds. That was all.
Yeah, and then
That's all we got.
In the movie, they were only there for 30 seconds.
For about 30 seconds in the costume, yeah.
It was crazy.
But then Sony also was like, well, we had to put Sydney Sweeney in the Spider costume because it's Sydney Sweeney, and then everybody was kind of banking on that too. Which
That's crazy.
Which like,
how do you screw that up?
How
do you screw this movie up? How you have to go
for a
out
minute,
of
I thought he was gonna say, "How do you screw up Sydney Sweeney?" And I'm like, "Whoa!"
Well, that could have been fast money. It all could have been. The Madam Web is the focal point. Actually, if you guys don't know, the focal point of half the Spider-Verse. She can control. Yeah. She's a totem for them.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
You could have had any Spider person. You could have hired a new Spider-Man and had 6 of them in the costume the whole movie with terrible CGI fights, terrible sequences.
Don't even take their mask off. Just keep a mask.
Don't tell anyone. The movie would have been great.
Yeah.
It would have sold.
It would have been 100 times a lot better than how the movie was.
Have Andrew and Toby show up for 5 minutes and say they have to go, that they got somewhere to go, and they all go through a portal. Makes the most money out of any Spider-Man movie that ever has.
Probably would have.
It would have, because do you guys know the push that's going on with Spider-Man 4 right now?
Oh, there's a push for Spider-Man 4. There's a push for Amazing Spider-Man 3 still because people just cannot fucking let them go.
No.
Yeah, so Sony right now, well, with Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 in particular, is that they're in an argument, Disney and Sony, over whether it's going to be grounded. Disney wants grounded, and Sony wants multiversal. Yeah. Well, now Sony won the battle, so it's going to be multiversal. Andrew Garfield is already doing publicity if he's going to be in the movie.
Motherfucker.
And they are now putting the movie in between Doomsday and Secret Wars, which means it's going to be a blown open mess of a multiversal movie. But you know what? I hate to say it, and I do not like saying this, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Let's do it. Let's blow it all open. If we're gonna be messy and crazy, let's do it in the best possible way. Give me Andrew, give me Toby, give me the black suit, give me Spider-Verse, give me it all. I want to see it. I want to see it.
But at the same time, I don't want it.
Nicolas Cage though, as Spider-Man Noir live action.
It's gonna happen in Amazon's
Amazon, but Sony's gonna throw it in.
Well,
it's in Sony's court, bro.
I have no problem with that as long as they can actually dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Just give me more Andrew Garfield. I don't give a fuck what happens with anybody else. Andrew Garfield is my favorite out of when it comes to movies, Toby 100%. But when it comes to the actual performance and it's Andrew 110%.
Yeah.
Anytime he's in No Way Home, I don't give a fuck what's happening to anybody. He's doing laps around everybody else when it terms of character, just everything.
Do you know that the PlayStation Spider-Man was actually written into No Way Home? And there is concept art of him standing below the Statue of Liberty with the other Spider people.
Wow.
God, that would have been so fucking cool.
But no, Sony pulled it and said, we don't want to share.
But
I could have seen Andrew Garfield with his acrobatic ability. You could have seen Tobey Maguire throwing haymakers. He was not. By the way, if you guys watch the scene in Spider-Man 2, he was knocking Doc Ock out, and the Cerebro thing was waking him back up hit.
It's in the book.
Yeah, he was knocking him out. Yeah. Toby, listen, if there's a Spider-Man I trust, Toby's built like a freaking Dorito. Dude is so big.
Have you seen that?
I'm not trusting Tom.
On TikTok, have you seen that where they're taking all the actors who ever played a superhero and then it cuts to Toby? I did not realize how fucking crazy he was. Yeah. Because I see the costume and they all have muscle suits and everything. That's just a given. Even if you're huge, if you're wearing spandex, you don't look as big. Yeah. Which is why even Henry Cavill in the Superman outfit, that's sculpted to his muscles. Yeah. It's his muscle, but it's a muscle suit. Mm-hmm. But then you see Toby, and he's like, I have to wear this muscle suit. Dude.
He bulked up so much for Spider-Man 3 that they actually make a joke about how the camera makes him look fat.
Dude, his fucking waist has got to be at least a size 30. Dude is like this. In the scene. If I show you a picture of him just standing, dude, it's fucking crazy.
It's nasty how much of a beast he was in those movies. Dude, if you guys actually go back and watch it, and I didn't realize this till the past few times I watched it, I was like, wow. He was throwing Sandman in the black suit. When he was throwing him in the subway, he was throwing him into train, pushes his head, not knowing if he's going to regenerate, shoves his head into the train, throws him off. He's beating him through beams. Yeah. And then he murders him. I don't agree with Spider-Man murdering people, but he wiped him.
He tries to.
He thought he did, though.
He did thought.
Because he tells Aunt May, he goes, Spider-Man killed him. And she goes, Spider-Man doesn't kill people. Toby did.
Yeah.
Toby definitely thought he killed Sandman. I don't agree with it, but that like Toby he's a beefed up version of the character.
That's the thing that like. Because when Andrew Garfield says in No Way Home, I stopped throwing my punches. I was like,
I'm
like, what do you look like when you go fucking ball? Because
that's
Garfield's
why I think that's why he's doing laps in the fucking. That's why he's doing a lot better because he's not holding back.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, like he's just so charismatic and like energetic. Like Tom Holland's like always like he's supposed to be that like young,
like the high schooler, like nerdy,
And then Toby's the very like quiet, like because that's just how he was. He's just very quiet, has like a couple jokes every once in a while. Andrew doesn't shut up. He's very like when the mask is on, he's very like expressive, like because his eyes don't move.
So he has to
But then you got Tom Holland, he's like, oh, like he'll just point at something and his eyes will get bigger.
It's the worst argument for me when people go, well, he's in high school, he's a kid, he's learning to be Spider-Man. I grew up with the Ultimate Spider-Man comics. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with them. Yeah. He was taking on the Sinister Six alone. Yeah. Like he hated the Avengers. Nick Fury used to pull him aside all the time and be like, you can't be doing this alone. And he's like, I have homework to do.
Yeah.
Like I have friends and I want to, be here with my girlfriend and take care of my home. It was amazing.
If you guys want to take care of these 6, be my guest.
Dude, he was wiping
when they
people.
get out again, I'll be here before you guys.
Yeah.
Like always.
And he gave that attitude to the Avengers. He was sassy. There was a panel I made my girlfriend read it 4 times. I was geeking out. I looked at her. I was like, Alex, look at this. And I'm like flipping through. I'm like, look how sick this is. Because it's Daredevil and he's standing up to Spider-Man and he was like, what do you think you're going to make me move? And Spider-Man's like, make you? And he gets in his face and he's like, yeah. He's like, you're going to make me? And Spider-Man's looking up with his squints. He's like, do it. Like, move. Like,
he's also first. Like, he's younger, so he's a lot shorter. And
but
he's just like,
Spider-Man would kick his ass. Spider-Man is one of the strongest characters in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, he's goated.
They have said it so many times, and his strength. I mean, he
holds back all the time.
Oh
yeah, it's revealed when Doc Ock when he took over his body and he fucking punched. He's like, what the fuck?
He knocked off Scorpion's jaw.
Yeah, he cleared Scorpion's jaw and barely tapped him. He just told him to get off and knocked his jaw off his head.
And he's like, holy crap, Peter has been fucking holding back this entire time.
I forget which comic it is. It's where like something happens to Spider-Man and the Hulk and Thor have to hold Spider-Man back. Yeah. And Hulk is surprised that he's not trying very hard, but he's like, I do have to hold him back a little bit. Yeah. And Thor is like, for a mortal, this guy is strong.
Yeah. Like, dude is stacked. And that's why I'm sad that we don't get that representation. Because,
Toby's
like, when I grew up, I'm like, Spider-Man, I'm reading the comics, he's swinging, he's kicking ass. Yeah. And then we got Tom. I can't tell you one thing I enjoyed that he did other than Civil War.
Civil War's my favorite.
The Russo brothers did him right because they loved Spider-Man. And you have him, by the way, he mentioned Uncle Ben in that film.
Yeah.
He said, when you do the things I can, but you don't, and the bad things happen, they happen because of you. They spoke Uncle Ben. That was great power comes great responsibility. The first time he showed up, he's worried about doing schoolwork. He's worried about Aunt May. You get him onto the team, and Captain America couldn't hold Bucky's arm. No one could. And Tom catches it and looks at it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And it's
so good.
I watched it, and I remember we actually got an early copy of this before it came out. My dad's friend somehow got it like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
And I was in my basement, hands up, just screaming because I'm like, we finally got it.
And it's funny. He's funny.
And he's talking to people while he's fighting. I love
someone throws something at him and he goes, hey, buddy, I think you tried. And it just
I think you lost it.
And that's good. Like, everything that he says in that movie is perfect.
It's phenomenal.
And then in Homecoming, they kind of tweak it back a little bit, which I'm not here for. He's still like one of the only Spider-Man that like can catch a car, but then the second time it happens, he can't catch it.
Yeah. Homecoming I actually liked Homecoming. And when I saw it in the theater, I was like, let's see where they go with this. Like, they had him almost learn the lesson again at the end where he doesn't need the suit. And then he needs the suit in the next movie.
Yeah.
Like, you have him in space. And first off, by the way, I don't remember if you guys remember this. When the suit showed up at first, they go, that's not the Iron Spider suit. And then Infinity War came out, and they're like, that's the Iron Spider suit. And I was like, I don't like the design. I think it was a little ugly. And because they should have just done the classic golden red. Fortnite, actually, out of all places, did the Iron Spider so well. It is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Like, I have a Marvel Legend, like this toy that I have, and I bought it, put it up, hung it by the back arms, and it was amazing how accurate they got it. But No Way Home, Far From Home, like, I'm just disappointed. I'm such a big Spider-Man fan because it impacted me, like, as a child. Like, I was like, this character is so cool. Like, he worries about girls and money.
But when he makes the red and black suit in Far From Home, I went, oh, he's gonna make classic red and blue. Yeah. He's gonna like get rid of all the tech. And then when it was red and black, I went, oh, it's a different suit. I went, okay, red and black, whatever. That design's been around for a while, and if you look at all the other suits, they're damn near black.
Yeah, I love the black.
They didn't
want
to go for like the super corny blue. They went as dark blue as they could possibly go.
It's like Web of Shadows, bro. I don't know if you've ever seen that suit, but it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I played as the red and black suit in the PS4 game because it looks better.
Oh, okay, all right. But yeah, no, they made that, and I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. And then at the end of No Way Home, they give him the blue suit. I love that suit.
Isn't that the spectacular, right? Suit?
Yeah.
Or is the spectacular Spider-Man
It's very close to the spectacular suit because it's got the small logo.
No, it's bigger. It's because the one he gets in Homecoming is like the super small from like the actual like, comics and everything.
Yeah,
but in No Way Home, he's got the spread out, and people thought it was because, he's paying homage to Andrew and Tobey because they have the bigger, fatter emblems, and Sony was like, no, it's just he's going in a different direction.
You know what? Now that you say he's doing that in homage, how do you do Spider-Man now? You can't unless they reboot with Secret Wars. Yeah,
you gotta reboot him.
Yeah,
we've had this conversation. Junior and I had this conversation. Whoever's Spider-Man next is gonna fucking kill it.
I think that they're gonna keep Tom. I think they're gonna wipe the story because you already introduced Green Goblin, Doc Ock, the Lizard, Sandman. That's what Sony's doing.
But he can't fight them.
Yeah, because they're in a different universe.
But he knows who they are. But so all story with them is gone.
No, but they've talked about how they're not doing Harry. They're not doing Norman Osborn. They're not doing Doc Ock. They're not doing anybody that has referenced or he has seen physically. He's not fighting because they have to go through their whole backstory. Where is Oscorp been this entire time? Where is Otto Octavius? Yeah. So they have to do every other villain that has not been on screen.
Molecule Man, like we're gonna get
Big Wheel, dude.
Yeah, Big Wheel. You know what? They'll put Big Wheel. See, we have no one left. I mean, Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery is deep.
You still got Venom because he's gonna fight eventually. I mean, that writes itself.
Well, yeah, they already show that Venom is in Tom Holland's universe.
You know that Tom Holland just filmed a scene for Spider-Man. And it's supposedly supposed to be at the end of Venom. Sweet. And I think it will be. Okay. And I think it's going to be leading because if they're doing a multiversal film, they have to cross it over.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
And also, in the Venom 3 trailer, they retconned the symbiote being in the MCU.
Being in the MCU. It's now in Venom's universe again.
I can't keep up with them.
Well, because they're fighting, and that's why.
It's so... I know why they're doing it as a studio, but it's so sad.
So right now, the only people that Tom Holland can fight is he's still got Vulture if Vulture comes back to his universe. Yeah, we'll figure they'll tweak it. You still have Scorpion. Scorpion hasn't put on the suit yet. We're still waiting to see what the hell happens to Scorpion.
Yeah,
because J. Jonah Jameson hasn't hired him yet to go after him.
Yeah,
which will happen at some point. And Mysterio's dead. They haven't said anything, but
he's alive, bro.
But he's got now everybody knows what he did, which I still think is fucking crazy. At the whole end of that movie is, hey, he killed me and everything, and then like they just released the tapes and went, oh, so he was actually crazy, and Tony Stark is just a fucking moron for giving this kid access to all these drones. Cool, nice. And the public is still like
actually I don't know about that anymore because. Now, actually, I don't think they know what Mysterio did because technically they erased all of everyone's memory of Peter Parker.
Yeah. Because Sony looked at that movie and they realized how pissed everyone was and they go, all right, guys.
Reboot.
We're fucked. Give them Toby and Andrew and wipe the story. And that's exactly what they did. Because in that movie, Tom saves, and I mean, quote, saves everyone. No, he doesn't. They get sent back to where they die. So he healed them to send them to die.
Yeah.
Green Goblin's like, you're sending us to our deaths.
Yeah.
And then Goblin goes back and gets impaled.
Have you seen that? Where it's taken from, they go, this is where it happens, and it's right in the movie, in the actual Spider-Man movie, where he goes, oh, and then he gets...
and he gets hit.
That is Norman coming back to his... and just fucking... eats it, and then that's why he's like, don't tell Harry.
It's ridiculous. There's two things that I want to jump on before I make a really big point that I've wanted to talk about so much coming out of this podcast. There is two things in No Way Home that I'm just going to say that don't make sense. A, Tobey Maguire and Green Goblin had no lines together,
It's in the deleted
that
scene.
ruined.
Yeah.
No, that was a fan made scene, which
Oh,
was
is
better.
it?
Yes, which was
Fuck
better than
me.
the whole movie.
Yeah.
And they said they had to rush the CGI. By the way, Toby's mask looks like shit in this new movie.
Oh, I know what you're
They
talking
ruined his suit. They brought him back and had him have no lines. There was no money shot. I do not care. The Statue of Liberty scene was terrible.
about. Oh, yeah.
Them landing there was the most. How do you ruin Toby's suit? It's the most beautiful looking thing ever.
Well, did you hear what happened? They had to remake it because his suit fell apart.
But
'cause
I
it
have
was
seen
20 years.
people with $40 in their bank account on
Right.
YouTube that live in their mom's
I know.
basement
Yeah,
make
I
it.
know.
They have no excuse.
I think his suit's good from the neck down.
Neck down,
'cause
I
it looks
agree.
good because
Yeah.
you can't fake the raised webbing,
Yeah.
and they did all over his suit, but you can't do that on the mask.
But
And they tried.
Yeah.
also,
And it looks weird. But yeah.
how did Doc Ock know that Norman died by his own glider? That was never said.
Oh yeah.
It was never said. And he goes, Norman, you're a ghost.
Yeah,
you
you're
were
a
killed
ghost.
by
You're
your own
dead,
glider.
yeah.
And Sandman knew that Doc Ock died. Like, I mean, that would have been more presentable than.
I mean,
Norman.
maybe he just connected the dots. They say Green Goblin died because of,
I don't
and
know
then
if
they
he
saw him
said-
without the mask and the
Yeah.
suit. They're like, oh, you're a Green Goblin.
But then Bernard told Harry that he was killed by his glider.
Burner probably wouldn't know that.
Like, but he was his butler. He showed up and was like,
Oh,
Harry,
Yeah.
this is how your father died. In the worst time, by the way. Harry's got half a melted
Yeah.
cheese stick of his face.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, yeah, it wasn't Spider-Man's
The
fault,
ba-
even though I've
the-
watched you go
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. The blade
Where's
in
the
his
glider?
body came from his glider.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the behind the scenes?
Yeah,
of
he's
that?
like, his gilder.
that old guy who was on like death's door the entire movie cannot say the line. He's like, the blade that pierced his body came from his trailer, from his glider. Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, restart, dude. It's 15. This guy is a breath away from death.
It's so great. And I just wish we could get the like excitement of the old movies again. That's really what I wish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why
Yeah.
I lead to this point is
The last point.
the Spider-Verse movie. There has been delays on it. There's been the whole writer's strike. My theory on this writer's strike and everything is not about AI. It's that Disney is the monopoly of a box office right now. The only thing that's making
Yeah.
money is Disney.
Yeah.
Right.
I think that they laid people off and that they're losing a bunch of people right now. And the reason they had the whole writer's strike is because the Spider-Verse movie, this is rumor, by the way, which I've heard, that Kang was supposed to go to 2099 to ask him about the multiverse, about all of that. They were supposed to have this connection because he runs the Spider Society.
Gotcha.
There was supposed to be a connection between Miguel and Kang at the end, which would interlink them for Secret Wars and the Kang's
Gotcha.
dynasty and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But they said
okay.
that the Spider-Verse movie was supposed to come out a year after the original.
Yeah.
And they made that a bold statement. They were putting that
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
posters.
And everything.
And now it's been a year and a half and there's been no word because you can't reshoot scenes. It's an
Yeah.
animated movie. I think that a lot of that second half of that movie had to deal with the crossing over of the multiverse because do you think Sony is smart? Marvel's not dumb. They have trillions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Disney is not stupid. They were going to take everyone from the Spider-Verse movie, which is why it's called Beyond the Spider-Verse. They're going to take that and throw it into live action because Miles is coming after Secret Wars.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Like,
Well, even Tom Holland said after Spider-Man No Way Home, he goes, I don't know what they're going to do. And he goes, like, we were talking about possibly, like, stepping away and having Miles Morales take over. And he goes, we've already talked about how the Prowler's
mean,
in universe.
Yeah, that I told Broghan this. I would love for Tom Holland to be the one to show Miles Morales like the ropes and to pass that down.
And I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Seeing a Spider-Man pass on the torch versus just be rebooted as another white dude.
What about-
Because it's happened 3 times now.
what about have Miles come from Toby's universe?
That's
and
another
kill
one.
Toby.
That's
Kill
oh,
Toby.
kill Toby.
That would make me love. Give me a Logan style movie with Tobey Maguire because they cured Green Goblin. If he survived, he's gonna look for a way to make the serum again. He's
Yeah.
not gonna be fine with it. He'll make it, and I think he would turn into like the big creature Green Goblin.
Okay.
From
gotcha.
Miles's main universe, and I think he
Yeah.
would kill Toby, and I think
That'd be
you
cool,
give
yeah.
Miles over. But then again, they're gonna reboot it, so it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't
See,
matter.
I think Andrew with Miles would be kind of cool.
I think it would
Just
be
because that dynamic is just that'd be so fucking.
Well,
all
then,
of-
who knows?
all of
Maybe
them
they'll
need
do
it.
Tom Holland better. now that he's like, well, everybody
No.
forgot who I am. And
You're gonna have a 30-year-old Tom Holland, and I'm saying this right now. Tom Holland is great. I love him so much. I don't think I can picture him at the age of like 34 trying to pass off as 20. It's something at one point he's gonna get too old and it's gonna overlap with creepy, and it's just.
I just think that Miles is gonna be taller than Peter immediately. Like
Well,
Tom Holland's a short little guy. Like
He's my height.
yeah, like Spider-Man gets huge when he gets older. Like he becomes beefed up.
Andrew's
like,
the tallest. He's the right height too.
Gosh, if they could reboot and just have Andrew. You know what, Andrew? You know Oscorp was originally in the Avengers film.
Yeah, they took it out.
Yeah, and they had to CG it out, which is
because-
crazy.
Because the movie wasn't ready yet. They took it out. It was supposed to be interconnected.
So
Imagine
crazy.
Andrew Garfield in the MCU right now.
Imagine.
Please,
no.
please,
No.
bro. Who moved the pen like when they weren't supposed to? Like, where did the TVA come through and
Who
wipe that
stepped on the
timeline?
cockroach?
I'm pissed.
Who changed
bro.
the timeline? Who
I'm
changed
mad.
our timeline?
Well, Tyler, thank you for
Absolutely.
coming today, even though it's your podcast today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you guys.
thank you for having us.
I appreciate
I
you.
really
all.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, listen to Hot Girls, and
No, you don't get no.
yeah,
Hot
hell
girls
yeah.
Editor
Hot
cut-
girls.
editor cut that
on
out.
your birthday.
Yeah.
Hey.
And then I am now streaming. So
Junior's streaming.
Oh yeah, Junior's streaming.
check out my stream, JRC1223 Gaming.
There you go.
Hell
on
yeah.
Twitch.
Still making the TikToks, baby.
Yeah.
Still out there.
Follow us on
Heck yeah.
TikToks.
All right, have a
When
good
we're
day,
the
guys.
funniest. Bye.
Cheers.
See you next time.
Later.